Living in the city is a quite the experience, especially if you're a person that did not grow up in the city. We often talk about on this channel society, human nature, and dating. In today's video, we're going to all intertwine all three of those and how they coincide. How dating is in the city, how human nature is in the city, and how it's contributing and downfalling and contributing in the downfall of society, these big cities, because there's lots of things wrong in the city that most people do not either recognize, or if you're a city person your whole life, you don't see it. So let's talk about it. Whenever you talk about moving to the city, everybody's overly happy for you. Oh, that's where all the fun is. That's where all the money is and all that. But what you fail to realize is, yeah, you and 10,000 other people are angling for the same thing. And there's nothing wrong with competition, but it's a lot harder to achieve what you're trying to achieve in the city. So here's some things I've noticed about living in the city. Guys, if you're trying to date in the city, the quality of people that you're going to find is very minuscule. See, the cities are just basically whorehouses. A lot of people just living close together in tight groups. Like, if you're a successful guy and you're making lots of money in the city, it's going to be like shooting a layup, the amount of sex you can get from these women. And, they're all sleeping with the same men. So you guys are going to run into the same women. So the quality is low. The commitment is low because everybody's living close together, sleeping with each other. And plus, guys, you have to realize, like, in the city, there's athletes, there's celebrities. I'm talking about a legitimate, respectable city. I'm talking about LA, New York, Dallas, Miami. Guys, these women have touch to these guys, DMing the local athletes, DMing the local rappers in the city, the businessmen. They have access to these guys. They're living within proximity of these guys. They know where they congregate at, and they go there too to try to attract these people. So their options are uh, abundant in the city. If you're an attractive woman or just a woman, period, you're going to come across these men. Now, if you're a guy, an average to below average guy, you're going to struggle tremendously, especially if you don't show anything materialistic, because women in the city are a lot more materialistic. Their hypergamy is higher. So they're looking for superficial signifiers of high status. So if you're average to below average man, you're going to struggle. But who isn't going to struggle in the city where the cost of living is very expensive? The wages aren't keeping up with inflation. Housing is unaffordable. You're working hard and doing overtime just to get nowhere. Living in the city isn't an easy thing. Getting a job, you're competing with thousands of people, and people know it's not really about merit, even though we want it to be about merit. It's about relationship. Who do you know, not what you know. And what if you're a new person just getting in the city? Or what if you're not as social? You're going to suffer if you don't have a solid, you don't have a degree in engineering or STEM field or medical field. Trying to find a job. This is why you have certain college people that come to the cities thinking that there's all this opportunity, and it isn't. Now they're working at Costco stacking shelves. The city isn't all this glitz and glamour like they make it out to be. Very low sense of community here. You're around a bunch of strangers stacked on top of each other. So how can you so that's why everybody's so rude to one another. That's why crime is so high, because you don't know who your neighbor is. And plus your neighbor is probably from a different state or a different country, different culture, different values. So how can you ever really truly understand? Plus people live, states away or hours away from their family. So how are you ever going to truly get any true community here? So when you're talking to these women in the city, they've been pumped and dumped by these successful men. And, the average to below average man, you're going to struggle because these women they came to the city to get these experiences with these top level guys. Plus, a lot of people feel lonely in the city. First of all, if you're dating in the city, you're working so hard, working overtime just to survive. By the time you get home, you're not trying to go out and cold approach. You don't have the energy. So what do? You get on the dating apps. And if you're 5'8", average looking guy, you're not going to get many matches on dating apps. Because dating apps are superficial. It's all about the physical. And then when you go outside and try to socialize with people, the social scene is dead to a degree. Nobody wants to socialize. Everybody's inside, lonely, depressed, mainly because they're overworking themselves in the city because all cost of living is unaffordable. And then, online technology makes it a lot easier to do that. And then, people are socially awkward today. So if you actually went up and tried to talk to them in cold approach, they don't know how to keep up a conversation. So if you're going to date in the city and you're dating for quality, you're going to have to select very specifically. And then it's crazy, guys, like just living in the city, just going off on a tangent a little bit, the amount of accidents, the amount of car accidents that happen in the city are astronomical. How, as an 18-wheeler, are you hanging off the cliff, the side of this damn, what do you call that? Like where the highway goes up and you kind of, hanging off the wall. How the hell do you end up like that? Some of these car accidents I see, and once, guys, these car accidents, they stop traffic for, like, depending on how bad it is, if it's a fatality, it'll stop traffic for an hour. And so traffic's an issue. Traveling to meet people is an issue, especially if you guys are meeting up in different parts of the city. It's a bit of a drive, an inconvenience for you, trying to get through all this kind of traffic and accidents and potential accidents and all this stupid stuff. So there's a lot of issues in the city. Now, granted, if you have your stuff together, you have good connections, the city can be a great thing. But if you're not in the suburbs, if you're not living outside the city in one of these smaller towns or smaller cities where it's actual community, actual family there, people who actually care about each other, not everybody trying to be rude and be selfish. If you have that, you'll be okay. But again, the city has a lot of problems. And I'm not here to sugarcoat and say that it's all glitz and glamour, because it isn't. A lot of people are struggling. People when you move to the city, you get to see more rich people and you get to see more prosperous, you get to make more wealth. Yeah, but it's a lot of more rude people. It's a lot more low quality people. It's a lot more broke people. It's a lot more criminals in the city as well. So don't think you're going to move to the city and everything's just going to go peachy clean and all this stuff, because it isn't. It isn't. So that's my opinion on this. You guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. And I will see you guys in the next one, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the video, like the video. If you guys want to support the channel, all the ways you can are in the description below. Appreciate you guys. Have a good day, good week. See you guys in the next one, man. Peace.